Hello, it's Richard Pierce from FinextraTV, and we're here at Sibos 2022 in Amsterdam in our studio, and I'm joined by Tom Scampion from GSS. Hello, how are you?
Very well indeed, very well indeed.
Thank you very much for joining us. What themes are you seeing at Sibos that are resonating with you and what you're doing at GSS?
Well, it's been good timing because it's about instant and frictionless payments, and of course lots of the friction in the world is all to do with sanctions checks, and so it couldn't be better timed for us because that's of course where we're focused. So we're loving that theme and it's very relevant indeed.
And then within that, obviously, we talk a lot about payments. Of course, Sibos, great strength in that, and the sanction side of things. What are you hearing in the conference around regulation and more generally, more broadly, that matters to you, and how you're helping address some of the regulatory needs?
Well, look, the regulation we're most focused on, Richard, is sanctions. And sanctions, of course, for all the wrong reasons, has become front page news since February. And therefore, the regulators are asking the question, how can we make all of the controls that the banks are applying more effective? So there's been a real move towards effectiveness and to say, not just what are these regulations, but how can we make sure they work?
Yeah.
Because if they don't work, there's no point in having them. And so therefore, the regulation that we're most focused on is, yes, of course, it's sanctions, but helping those sanctions to be effectively deployed.
And I was interested to hear that collaboration and co-development is a key part of how you work. Can you expand on that for us?
Sure thing. So think of it this way. The industry grew up doing sanctions checks bank by bank. And of course, friction is a consequence of different standards across that chain, often in payments. Now, therefore, the worst part of that chain, the weakest link of that chain, is what's going to create the friction. So the way you solve it is through collaboration. And the best way to solve it is getting the banks to talk about what those standards ought to be and then cascading them across that chain. So we're seeing wonderful collaboration, in part because February has seen a 30% increase in the sanctions that people are having to look for. Plus, of course, the volume of activity is going up. So the volume of activity is going up. The number of sanctions entities and individuals is going up similarly. So you've got to change something. And that change is going to be the collaboration, and to say we will be judged by the weakest link in that chain, will help everyone get to a high level of quality, both for effectiveness and efficiency. And by so doing, you remove friction and you deliver effective sanctions where actually the customer experience is not going to be impacted by having this variation in standards.
And do you think, just to add on to that, is that a product, do you think, of that crisis that you've referred to that's brought that collaboration together? Would you have had that same collaboration in other times?
Yeah, I think it was always there. And I think what's changed is that it's probably accelerated because of the Ukrainian situation. But even without that, volumes were still going up. The number of sanctions has pretty much doubled in the last 5 years. Volumes of payments are going up by 10% and more. So something kind of had to be done. This has probably given it an extra stimulant. Interesting.
Now, we're here with Sibos. Are they an important partner for you?
Well, I have to say, being at Sibos is amazing. The number of people who, of course, get what we're looking to do is tremendous. But Swift, they're such a partner, and in fact, what we do echoes the whole culture of Swift, which is collaboration, setting standards, helping make sure that everybody in the industry can benefit from that. So having Swift as a strategic partner is really super, and we're learning a lot from them, and hopefully we're helping make the industry a better place.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for coming in to talk to us and sharing in that, and we wish you all the best. Obviously, a very important area of focus. So for now, thank you very much.
Richard, thank you.